Hey everybody, welcome back to another very exciting Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. I am your host, Jesus Ramirez. How's it going? I already see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. I see Sam, Sean, Ian, Jennifer, Robin, Mark. Thank you so much for joining me. I see that Mark is in sunny UK with a 24 degrees Celsius weather. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from, and I guess let us know what the weather is like where you're at. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to be working on another Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. Of course, this is challenge number 3, where we're going to create an Instagram TV cover. In this stream, I'm going to show you how to set up a template, a Photoshop template, so that you can reuse with your Instagram TV covers. And these techniques could be used on anything, not just into Instagram. So whatever you learn here, you can apply into your YouTube thumbnails, into your Facebook video thumbnails, into anything. But we're going to focus on using an Instagram TV cover because it gives us different challenges, and I'm going to show you how to solve those challenges, and you should be able to apply those techniques into anything else. So that's what we're going to learn today. Now, before I get into the stream, I just want to see where everybody is watching from. We have Nadia from Morocco, Susan from Cyprus. Hey, Sam, she's watching from Oakland, or is it LA? I don't know where you're at these days. We have Robin from Arizona. Odie, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Rana from Scotland. Good morning, Ted. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. By the way, if you're watching this from YouTube, make sure that you head over into behance.net/live, because if you're responding to me on YouTube, I cannot see your comments. So make sure that you head over into behance.net/live, log in with your Adobe ID so that I can see the comments that are coming through. Again, I can't see your comments if you're on YouTube. So make sure you come over into behance.net. Awesome. We have Marsha from Toronto, Kevin from Tennessee, John from Oklahoma, Michelle from Montreal. Good to see you again, Michelle. Everything is moving so fast. Hey, Chris from San Francisco. Bradley. Oh, man, Bradley, you went away. I couldn't see where you were from. I have to scroll back up. Bradley from... Oh, this is Ted from Bradley Beach, New Jersey. Awesome. Darren from British Columbia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. G from Minnesota. Awesome. We have Germany in the house. Hey, Sean, good to see you. It's great to see everybody here with me this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. So let me switch my screen over into this wonderful, wonderful page, which is the behance.net challenge/Photoshop page, where, first of all, you need to click on that big blue button that's in the center, the one that'll read hi, then your name, in this case, Jesus. Hi, Jesus, take the challenge. Make sure you click on that big blue button so that you're notified via the Creative Cloud app for these daily creative challenges. Then you can scroll to the bottom of the page and you will see the boxes that I'm unlocking every morning. And today we're going to do the video thumbnail for an IGTV thumbnail. So for the get started file, you don't really need it to get started. That's basically just the template that I'm providing to you guys for free. It's basically the outcome of today's challenge so that you can just drop in your images and they're ready to go for Instagram TV. So not necessary to upload it to follow along with me, but you may want to download it so that you could use it in your own projects. So not necessary to download like usual. Usually for the other projects, you do want to download the get started file so you can follow along with me. But in this case, we're going to start from scratch. We're going to start from zero. So you don't really need the get started file, and you can use any image that you like. The image for the stream is not really that important, but again, use any image that you like. So also very important, right up here where it says join the community chat, make sure that you click on that link if you haven't already and head over into the Discord app. Also, you can get to Discord by following the link right above my head here. So when you go to that link, you'll be sent to this page here. And on the left-hand side, you'll see, again, right above my head there, you'll see the current challenge tab. And you'll see the projects that people have been submitting from the different challenges we've been doing. So you can see that we have this color grading effect we created yesterday, the dual tone effect. Awesome, awesome work. I believe this is from challenge number 1, polishing a portrait. That was the challenge number 1. So make sure that you come in here and submit your work. I'm in the chat, so is the Adobe team and the rest of the mentors, Claudia from Print My Soul, Sam, Valdier. So we're all here. Make sure that you leave your comments and submit your work. Also, talking about submitting your work, make sure that you submit your work into behance.net. You can click on create a project and follow the steps. If you don't know how to do that, watch stream number 1 for this Daily Creative Challenge streams, and you'll see how I created a cover for the daily creative challenges, and on there you'll see how to not only go through that entire process but also use the hashtag that will be used for us to find your work, and the hashtag is PS Daily Challenge, and you can have an opportunity to have your work submitted in the Creative Challenges curated community page, which is this here. So you can see some of the challenges that have been selected to appear in this gallery. So we will find you with that hashtag PS Daily Challenge. And also, if you're doing work with XD and Illustrator, you have an opportunity to be featured in here as well, using the corresponding hashtags AI Daily Challenge and XD Daily Challenge. So make sure that you submit your work and include the hashtag on Behance. So what are we doing today? Today, we're going to create a cover for Instagram TV. Now, I'm going to come back to this in a moment, but this is the Instagram TV help menu, or help page rather, and you can see the size for the cover photo size. So that's what we're going to create today. Now, if you don't know what Instagram TV is, it's very simple. With an Instagram account, this is my Photoshop Training Channel Instagram account, by the way. Feel free to follow it. You can have, obviously, posts, and then Instagram TV videos. So I just started uploading videos, and you'll notice that I don't have covers yet. So this stream is also perfect for me because I started uploading videos without really doing a cover. So not only is this stream going to help you guys create your own covers, but I'm also going to start updating the covers on my videos. So you'll see right after the stream, the cover that I work on will actually be a cover for one of these videos. So as soon as we're done, I'm going to upload it and it'll be on here. But anyway, so you can upload covers for your videos just so that you can have a customized graphic for the video and it's not just a frame from the video that you select. But anyway, IGTV videos. And also, talking about videos, these are 1-minute Photoshop tutorials. So if you want to check them out, you can. And I have similar tutorials on TikTok. So I started a TikTok account and it grew to close to 240,000 people in about a month. So my TikTok account is definitely much more popular than my Instagram TV account, but there are similar videos, 1-minute tutorials on how to do different things in Photoshop. So if you want just a quick tutorial on how to do something in Photoshop, make sure that you check out either my TikTok or my Instagram. But today we're going to focus on Instagram, and we're going to create a cover for Instagram TV videos. Before we get started, let me just quickly jump back into the chat and see if we have any questions or comments. Cool. I see Claudia saying hello to everybody. Claudia will be on a little later on hosting. We have Lori from Austin. Good to see you. Cool. Review the Hitman project, please. Did I say that? Daily Creative Salad? Did I mispronounce challenge? Cool. Awesome. So it looks like there's no questions. So why don't we jump right into Photoshop and get started with today's challenge. So this is obviously the Photoshop home screen. And what we want to do is create a blank document. And if you forget, you can always search for Instagram TV cover photo size and then go to the official help.instagram page, and you'll see that they recommend a photo that is 420 by 654. So that's what we'll use, whatever Instagram recommends. So I can click on create new, and under width, I'll type in, and you guys are gonna have to help me remember, was it 420 by 654? Because I wasn't paying attention, I was just talking. So let me just double check before I enter those numbers. Yeah, 420 by 654. Great, those are the numbers. I don't need a resolution of 300. I can just do 72 for this. And I can just click on create, and we have our beautiful, beautiful Instagram cover dimensions. Now, something very important to remember is that that cover gets displayed on different areas of Instagram in different ways. So two of the ways, and there's more, but we'll focus on two. So two of the ways that this cover will appear on is on the IGTV section, where it displays the entire image like you see in this photo. But on the post section, it will display a square. It's basically a square right in the middle. So if you want to have your image have title safe areas, you need to think about that, because if we add text to the bottom of this graphic here, you'll see that they will not appear when you move over into the post section. So we need to keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to add guides so that we know where the post section appears, or like what part of the image is shown in the post section. And then we're going to have the areas where there's not going to be really any text, because we know that that text will be covered by the post section. I hope that's clear. So, Sig wrote, that sounds like me. Look it up, but not really paying any attention to what I said. That's a good one. Cool. So let's open up Photoshop, and so let's first take care of that initial problem, right? That square. So if you really don't want to measure anything, like the easiest thing to do is literally create a selection, hold shift, make it into a perfect square, and when it gets to the other end, you'll have a perfect square. And then you can see the smart guides, those little pink lines. And if I drag across the canvas at some point, you'll see a section where it's just an X, those little pink lines making an X. That means that that square that I created is right in the center of my canvas. And what I can do now is just click and drag on my ruler. If you don't have your ruler enabled, you can press Control R on Windows, Command R on the Mac to enable it, and then click and drag a ruler so that it snaps onto that selection. And there we go. So now we have our Instagram post safe area. So that means that whatever we place on here will only be visible on the post section of Instagram and not the entire IGTV section. So we just want to focus our main content in that section. And what I'm going to do now is I also want to add a little bit of a margin to this, because sometimes the phone could cut off a little bit of the edges depending on the phone and different things. So I just want to have like a margin safe area. So the easiest way of adding one of those is by going into View, New Guide Layout, and from here make sure that Clear Existing Guides is disabled. So you want to disable that and make sure that you have no columns, no rows, only margin. So enable margin, and you can set a margin of, in this case, 40 pixels will work great. So 40 pixels, and press OK. So now you want to keep everything inside, anything important, anything relevant inside of that 40 pixel margin and inside of this main square. And this is basically the template that I provided for you in the download file. And I'm going to save this, and then we're going to design something on top of that. So this is not just creating the template. We're going to work on a design, but I just wanted to get the template right first and then worry about the design later. So what I'm going to do now is go into File, Save As, and I'm going to save it on my computer. And I'm just going to save it as a IGTV template, and I'll call it, oh man, I can't spell anything right, template 01. And for the file type, I'm not going to use a PSD. I'm going to use a PSD T. So I'm going to add a T to that. And if you notice, under Save As Type, you have PSD, PDD, and PSDT. A PSDT is a Photoshop template file. A Photoshop template file the Photoshop template files were introduced in Photoshop 2015.5, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe somebody in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong, but around there, 2015.5. And they were introduced just before the new window dialog box was added to Photoshop, so that it could handle Adobe stock template files. And basically what all that means, you don't have to worry about, the history behind it. All you have to know is that when you have a PSDT, what happens in Photoshop is that when you open it up, and here it is, it opens up, let me close it because I already had it open. And this is the design that we're gonna work on in a moment, but if I double click on that PSD-T file, notice that when it opens up in Photoshop, it's an untitled image. So it's a separate instance of that original Photoshop file. In other words, I can't overwrite it. So that's really important, because if I saved a regular PSD file, not a template file, and I start moving guides around, or I maybe make a crop or something, and then I save that file, I will override the template and lose my template, because I won't be able to undo once I save it and close it. Using a Photoshop template file allows you to just, from the moment you open that file, open a separate instance of that file, so you can never overwrite it. And if you ever wanted to overwrite it, all you have to do is right click on your file, select rename, and remove that T, enter the name change for the file, and then it'll be a regular PSD file, and you can edit it anywhere you want. But you have to remember to come back and add the T at the end of that file extension so that it becomes a template once again. So let me see if there's any comments, because I know I just talked a lot about templates, so I want to just make sure that people understand what PSD-T files are. Cool. Exactly. So Alberto says, once these are developed, we have templates for future projects. Exactly. That's right. Cool. So it looks like there's no questions. Is there a question about rulers? Right click on your rulers, I believe. What was the question? It looks like, oh, I see. So if you're not seeing pixels, you can right click and just change the number to the option of pixels. So you might have inches, or you might have, something else like, percent. In this case, I'm just going to use pixels, and that's what I'm working with. So right click on your rulers. Again, if you don't see your rulers, Control R, Command R on the Mac, and you can go into View and Rulers if you don't want to remember the keyboard shortcut. But anyway, so now that I have my template, it's ready to roll. Like, I'm not going to change it. I know where my title safe areas are, where I can add my text, where it will display on all the different ways that Instagram will display my Instagram TV video. And what I'm going to do now is just use this photo, because this is the tutorial that I'm going to post on my Instagram account. And that's actually a video I did on my YouTube channel. So if you follow me on YouTube, you can check that out. So my YouTube channel is here. You can go to my Instagram account, click on the YouTube link. And if you want to learn how I created that, just click on videos. And then if you scroll down far enough, you'll see it. There it is. It was made 2 months ago. So it's a 20-minute tutorial on creating that effect, if you're interested on learning how I made that double exposure effect. But anyway, that's what we're going to use for our graphic. So notice that it's a smart object, and inside of that smart object is the whole composite with all the different adjustment layers that created this effect. But I don't want to use that smart object on my template, because I don't need to drag that entire giant file over. All I want is just that final graphic to put as my Instagram TV cover. So what I'm going to do is just press Control A on Windows, Command A on the Mac to make a selection out of my canvas. The entire canvas is selected. Control C to copy, go into this working document and press Control V to paste. And here it is. See that new layer? And the reason that you really can't see anything is because the layer is so huge that I'm just focusing on a corner. By the way, if you're ever working with pixels and you're copying them, you can go to edit and copy, right? And edit and paste. But we also have paste special. I just wanted to bring into attention what paste and place means. So for example, if I make a selection out of this part right here, Control C to copy, and then I'll deselect and then I'll paste, Control V to paste. Notice that it pasted it right in the middle. Whatever you copy and you paste, Photoshop will paste it in the middle. But if instead of pressing Control V to paste, you press Control Shift V, Photoshop will paste in place. So meaning in the location that you copied it from. See that right there? So that is the difference. If you are using these menus and you don't understand why there's like a paste in place. Paste without formatting, that would be for text and different things, but paste in place would be for pixels. But anyway, so I've already pasted that document here, and before I do anything else, I'm just going to convert it into a smart object so that when I scale it, I can come back to a larger size if I need to. I'll press Control T to transform, Command T in the Mac. If you can't see the transformation handles, you can always press Control and the number 0, that's Command 0 on the Mac, to zoom out into the bird's eye view, and you will be able to see all 4 transformation handles. And then I can just scale this in, and I'll zoom in. I can press Control 0 again, it'll zoom back in, and I can just now make sure that the main design, so in this case the hands are over my face, are like right in that center box, because that's where everybody will be able to see the design. If I place it somewhere else, it might get cut off by the post, or depending on where you're viewing the image, it might cut some part off. So I know that that center square is where the main action happens, and it will be visible everywhere. So I can now adjust this accordingly. So I'm just gonna just place this right about here, and I know that there's like this giant white box in the bottom. You can do a couple things. You can try using Content Aware to fill that area, maybe just put a black box, whatever you want. In this case, I'll just take the easy way out and create a new layer. Select the eyedropper tool, click on this gray here for my sweater, and I'm just gonna paint like so. That's all I really need. And now it's time to add some text. So I can just click on the type tool, and you can just find the font that you want. You can use anything that you want, or even better, if you're a member to the Creative Cloud account, what you can do is go into fonts.adobe.com, and from here you can search for a font. So you can scroll down and actually click on Browse Fonts, and you can select the type of font that you want here on the left hand side. Maybe we'll go for a script, like handwritten maybe. And right here you can type whatever you want. So double exposure will be something that I could exposure, if I can spell it, exposure, double exposure, and that way I can see how the particular font will look. I'm not actually liking any of this. Maybe I'll go for hand to actually get something that's like handwritten. And maybe in the chat you can let me know which one your favorite font is. If I see it, maybe I can add it to my Creative Cloud library. So you can just click on the different pages until you find something that you like. In this case, maybe this one might be kind of cool. This one looks kind of cool. Scriptorama Markdown JFK. So we'll go with that. I'll click on this, and I'll wait for the page to load. And all I need to do is click on Activate Font right here. Activate Font, press OK. Now I have to go into Photoshop and look for this particular font, Scriptorama. So I can open the drop down here, and I can refine the fonts that are shown on that list by clicking on these icons. So if I click on this one here, it'll show me the fonts that are from Adobe, fonts.adobe.com. And the one that I just downloaded was Scriptorama or something like that. There it is. I saw it there at the bottom. Let me just select it. Scriptorama. Here it is. I can make sure that white is my foreground color, and I can just type in double exposure. Something like that. And I can scale it down accordingly and place it right inside of that box so that the words double exposure always show up. So it's up to you how you want to design your text. A quick tip that I showed you was something that was I showed in day number 1. So in case you missed it, if you go into Window and you go into Styles, you're going to get the styles inside of Photoshop, right? But Legacy Styles is not on by default, and those are over, 500 different styles that you have to enable. And all you need to do is click on this flyout menu and click on Legacy Styles and More, and that will create that folder, and you'll have a whole bunch of different styles. There they all are. So that could be a quick way of enabling your styles, then double clicking to the side of the layer, clicking on Styles right up here, and then just finding the right style that works for your graphic. Totally up to you which one you use, something that stands out. And if you like something but you don't necessarily like everything about it, you can just come into the left hand side here, and under color overlay or whatever it is, you can just change it to something else so that it works for your design. So in this case, maybe the drop shadow could be white or something like that. So also maybe the stroke could be a little bit bigger and maybe a different color. We'll make it black. So you can completely customize the effect that you create. Maybe make the shadow a little bit larger, increase the distance, increase the spread, and reduce the size, you know, depending on the effect that you want to go for. So maybe something like that, double exposure. So that's the text that I'm creating. So you can do anything that you like, and when you're done, you can just go into File, Export, Export As, and you can save it as a JPEG and upload it to your Instagram account when you're uploading the video. So it looks like we're just about out of time. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Also, remember to come into behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. Click on Take the Challenge. Make sure that you download the free template that I provided for you, basically a blank version of what you saw, so you have a template ready for Instagram TV. Also, make sure that you stick around because we have a really busy day. Right after me, we have Fernando from Nobody Studios doing photo retouching. We have Andrew doing an Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. We have Aaron coming up at noon doing editorial design. We have Andrea doing an XD Daily Creative Challenge. 2:30 p.m. Pacific, we have a draw along with Kyle T. Webster, and we're going to end the day at 3 p.m. Pacific. Doing a design off with Voodoo Val and Jetpack and Roller Skates. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being with me today. Come back again tomorrow where we're going to have an awesome daily Photoshop Creative Challenge. Remember to submit your work into Discord under current challenges. I would love to see your Instagram covers. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye.